Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, once again, your tribal god of extreme, Peter Joseph here, for video number 2! Video number 2, right here, on a very dark, mysterious, and evil Shadow's Lair 2.0. This is episode number 83 of the Shadow's Lair 2.0 series. Thank you for watching, make sure you like the video, and hit that subscribe button down there, dude, in the Shadow's Lair. So subscribe to this channel, all my other channels down there in that Shadow's Lair. It's very dark down there, so subscribe to the channels. Leave a comment on the video if you like, but if you leave stupid comments, you will get sent to that Shadow Realm, placed in an Iron Maiden, and then Ozzy and Satan and their dogs will eat your soul! So don't do that. You want to do that going on your dead channel that nobody gives two fucks about, because you're all talking to yourself. And that's that. For every social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you miss anything, you need to go to the Shadow's Lair. And the Shadow Realm, for that matter, too. Because you are SOL. You know what that means. And that's that. If you don't know what it means, look it up. That's that. And for our first-time viewers, if you're here for the very first time, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice cold one. Cheers. Grab yourself a cold one. Put your feet up and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You know, go fuck yourself. Because you can't do better. That's a fact. And that's it. Let me move on. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, on this beautiful Wednesday evening, September the 3rd, 2025, it was back to school for some of you people today. If you had to go back to school, well, too bad for you. That ship has sailed with me a long time ago, but for all you people that are still in high school or in college, well, you had to go back today. So, have fun for the next 9 months. Because the summer is over. I am in command. So, well, your teachers are in command. So, don't forget, get your education, do your homework. And if not, you're going to end up like half of these people on YouTube with no education and act like complete jerks. I got 2 degrees. Because I have an education. And I have a good job, too. With my degrees. So, go fuck yourself. And that's pretty much it. So, but hope everybody has, for all you people out there that are back to school, or you're already back at school, because some people, especially down south and in the other coast, have already started the first couple weeks of school. So hope you have a great school year, and like I say, get your education. Don't be a dick. Do your homework. Someday you'll be just like me. I'm kidding. Nobody can be like me. Nobody. Nobody! Hey, you could be the next, President of the United States or something, or whatever. Then again, you can go to school and then while you're on, and play the loudest, fastest rock and roll you could, and just like, hey, be like, the people in Metallica, like James and Lars and something like that. Hello, everybody. This is Lars Ulrich from Metallica. We play rock and roll. Just want you to know that we're going to play to 500 people. We're going to kick your ass so hard tonight. Ain't that right, James? Yeah. Ooh, A-ah, ooh, E-ah, ooh. Bingo. Okay. Calm down, James. Calm down. Ooh, ooh. Do turn George's head. Okay, stop. Stop, James. Stop. Not now. Give me 2, give me 5, give me that with desire. Ooh. Okay. Stop. Stop. Lars, can you? Thank you. Anyway, moving on. Alright, but, all that other good shit. Alright, we got AEW Dynamite! Coming your way tonight from somewhere. Well, actually, it's in the 2300 Arena. So we're still at the ECW Arena for the next, I think the next couple weeks. We got AEW Homecoming coming up in, I think October. That's going to be in Jacksonville, Florida at Daly's Place. That's going to be exciting. Coming up. And 2 weeks from Saturday, we got take that back. We got All Out 2025 at a new, if you didn't watch my last video over on my Peter Joseph channel, link will be down below in the description box. AEW All Out, 3 p.m. start, not 7, not 8, 3 p.m. start with the pre-show at 2 p.m. or 1:30 or whatever it is. So we got that. So, yep, Tony Khan, he's got to do what he's got to do to kind of counter Hunter and company. So, like what he did with All In, making it early, and then Hunter's like, oh, we're gonna put Saturday night's main event on, which failed. And then with just like about 2 weeks ago almost, Forbidden Door pretty much buried NXT Heatwave. But we got that. So All Out was just basically its own pay-per-view on the weekend, starting at 7, or it's gonna be at 8 p.m. And then Hunter's like, oh, we're gonna make a new pay-per-view. We're gonna take ECW WrestlePalooza and make it our own event on ESPN, make it a big, huge show. And then Tony Khan's like, alright, you want to play like that? We're going to scale our show back to 3 p.m. Not that it's going to be a great show, but who knows? But we got that. I mean, we move on with that. But link to my video about the AEW All Out time change down below in the gobbledygook. That too. Let me move on with that. But like I said, we got Dynamite coming up tonight. Should be a great show. Got another All-Star 8-man tag team match. We got the Bucks teaming up with somebody. Taking on Hangman Adam Page, Jet Speed, and I think Kenny by God Omega. That should be fun. Interesting. Actually, it's the Bucks and I think it's Kyle Fletcher and I think Chase Soto or Josh Alexander from the Don Callis family teaming up with the Young Bucks. Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, or Matt and Nick, or Todd and Rod, whatever you want to call them these days. But that's probably going to be our main event in Philly tonight. So we'll see what happens in about an hour from now. But we got that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on episode 83 of The Shadow Slayer on this Wednesday evening, September the 3rd, 2025, we are pretty much 24 plus hours away from the start. And it's back, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready. In 24 plus hours, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hear those great sounds. We're going to hear the great sounds of Thursday Night Football, and the NFL is back for the 2025 season. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I've been doing this for 18 some odd years now. Not 18, but you get my point. It's been a long time. For 16 plus years, my friends, it is time once again for your yearly NFL preview and predictions. Alright, so the NFL begins another season, the 2025-26 season, tomorrow night on NBC. It's going to be a pretty brutal game in Dallas, Texas, with them Cowboys taking on I hate saying it, but it's true, you gotta give them that credit, the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Pedophile Eagles. Alright, so we got Jalen Hurts coming back. Most of the team is back to defend their title after they destroyed, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and his fucking soon-to-be whore wife, Taylor Swift, by a lot. So they're the champs defending the title. We'll see what happens with that tomorrow night on NBC. I see a cakewalk for the Eagles because even Dak Prescott will tell you, we fucking suck. So the Eagles are going to start off right where they left off last season, destroy the Cowboys on national TV. Jerry Jones, you need to, retire or go back to the old folks' home. Get out of the NFL. Now, I'm saying this as a football fan. I'm not saying this as a Niners fan or a Jet fan. I'm saying this as a football fan that Jerry Jones needs to get out. Get out. Retire and live the rest of your life in a fucking old folks' home. Because every single year, they haven't been in the... Well, the last time they were in the playoffs, who did they get beat by? Oh, that's right, the Niners! On that horrible last play. We all know that. 2020, I think it was. Just bad. I mean, last season for the Cowboys, just it was almost as bad as the freaking New York Giants. Oh, good. Sorry, Big TV Ted, my good friend. Oh, he's ready. I can't wait for that video to come out, probably this weekend. Because the Giants face the Commanders in Washington. That game will be on Fox at 1 p.m. And the Jets will face off against the new-look Pittsburgh Steelers with Aaron Rodgers. Just gotta double-check. Who's now on the Steelers because he flopped on the Jets. He should be retired and in the booth, but that's another story for another time. So, Aaron Rodgers begins possibly his final season in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You know that a certain woman named Britt Baker, well, not Bebe anymore, but Britt Baker is all happy. But a new-look Jet team with Justin Fields. They still got Sauce Gardner. New coach in Aaron Glenn, who used to play for the Jets. New defensive coach in Steve Wilks. The former guru of the Niners. And now Robert Saleh comes back to where it all began. I love it. Can't wait. We'll talk about him in a minute. But I just don't see the Jets going anywhere. Had a good draft, mind you. Good draft. We'll talk about that in a minute. Good draft, but do I really see the Jets making a big run for the AFC East title? No. I still think it's the Bills' division to win. The Bills face the Ravens on Sunday Night Football. That's going to be a good game. I believe it's in Buffalo, New York, Gene. So, going to be a great game, great slate on Sunday with the Jets and the Giants at 1 p.m. on Fox and CBS, and at 4 o'clock, it's time, my friends. The San Francisco 49ers! Yes! The Niners are back for revenge once again for the 5th year in a row. Coming off, a bad, really, really humbling, bad season. We lost, Ayuk got hurt with his MCL, his ACL, and PCL. Blech, gone. He was done. Christian McCaffrey was gone for the first 10 games. He comes back, does some good shit, and then gets hurt again. His season was over. Nitty and Bosa got hurt with both obliques. That was bad. And just a really bad season. We started off with Debo wanting his money. We finally gave him his bag. And then pretty much didn't play to the caliber that we know Debo to play. But injury after injury after injury, and it always happens in the preseason, right around at the start of training camp, all through preseason, and then into the first couple weeks of the season, Niners have basically nobody. And coming into this season, well, no more Debo. Debo being a prima donna once again. It's like, I want, I want out of here. So he's like, all right. He goes to Washington. I'll have fun with that, Giant fans and the NFC East. Too bad he doesn't, the Niners don't play the Redskins this year. Or the they don't play the Commanders. They do play the Giants. Oh, me and my dad are gonna fight. I gotta love it. I can't wait for that game. I'm like, oh, I'm not even gonna say a word. I'm just gonna I'm like, man, they suck. I'm sorry. But that's coming up in later in the season. I think November. But I'll look at the schedule in a minute. But yeah. Yeah, a new look Niners team. Juwan Jennings now wants to be a prima donna. He wants his bag. He didn't play at all the preseason, but now that they were thinking about getting what was his name? I almost said Miles Ozzy Osbourne, but a former Niner in Kendrick Bourne. So Juwan Jennings is like, let me put on the pants. All right, let's go. Yeah, now you want to play, right? Better produce, or we ain't giving you shit. We got that. Kittle got a new contract. That's good. Can't lose Kittle. Forget that. He's one of the best tight ends in the game. McCaffrey's coming back after an injury-plagued season. Hopefully, he gets back to that 2023-24 season where it was just like going berserk. But the Niners freaking, so many injuries, like I said. They got rid of Sam Darnold. Nope. Who, guess where he goes? He went to Seattle, who the Niners play on Sunday in Seattle against the Seahawks. Not a great place to go, because historically, the Niners never win in Seattle, except for a couple of years they've won. But no more Geno Smith. He went to the Raiders, I believe. And good old, Mr. Jimmy G, guess where you went? Oh, that's right, the Rams. And I believe Jared Goff got hurt. I don't know if he's going to play week 1. Oh, Ram fans, you might have a problem. But that NFC West is going to be, once again, great. Arizona's starting to, make some strides to get back into that division, and they always give the Niners fits. The Seahawks, like I said, I believe a new coach. Sam Darnold is gonna be playing, coming off a great season with the Vikings. I believe the Vikings. Yeah, the Vikings. Oh, he gave the Niners fits. Oh, dude. So, we'll see what happens on Sunday. But I see the Seahawks, being up there in the NFC West, and then you can't rule out the St. Louis Rams, or the LA, not St. Louis anymore. What am I talking about? The LA Lambs. Still, they still got Goff. They still got. They don't have can't think of his name. Yeah, they got rid of that big wide receiver that used to get them Niners hits. I think his name is Colt, whatever his name is. Not there anymore. So don't have to worry about him, but still, the Rams have a pretty decent defense. Still got Jared Goff, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But Niners still got Brock Purdy, who got bag, so he's going to be back for a while. Signed a 5-year extension earlier this past offseason. We got that, and behind him is Mac Jones, who they signed to a 2-year deal. I did see him in the preseason. Not so good, Al. And the emergency starter is rookie Curtis Rourke, who's going to be on the reserve / non-football injury list because he's rehabbing his knee. They had somebody, I think, Mordecai. I'm like, why did we get rid of him? He played so good in the freaking preseason. Kyle? Sometimes I just don't understand why Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, and even you, Jed York, you have... I just don't know some of the dumb decisions that they do. But at least the one good decision they did was re-sign Brock, give him his bag, and give Kittle his money. I think the next person up is Bosa. I think he's coming up with a contract soon. Fred Warner's coming back. Surprisingly, he almost didn't make the 53-man roster. That's what? One of your best linebackers on the team and in the league? Dude. So anyway. Alright, so Brock Purdy will be backed up by Mac Jones and Curtis Rourke, if need be, for the emergency guy. Alright, then we go to the running back and fullback positions. We got Christian McCaffrey, CMC 23. Isaac Guerendo had a pretty good year last year. Brian Robinson Jr. Kyle Juszczyk, I thought they got rid of him, but they re-signed him somehow because his wife is fucking hot. Have you seen Brock Purdy's wife too? And, I mean, the Niners' wives are so good looking, it just makes me, yeah. Yeah, Kittle has a wife. You thought it was Bailey, right? Wrong! Even though they're good friends, my ass. Oh, like Poppy Priest and Lola Vice, they're good friends, right? Or Jey Uso and Jada Parker, friends. You can't be a man and have a female friend or a bestie. You know, you're somewhere down the line, you're fucking. I mean, I have female friends, but I'm not, you know, there's some I'm attracted to, but, you know, I'm not gonna go down that route. I have, you know, who has hot friends too. I mean, they can't get their hands off me, but I discuss anyway. Alright, so Kyle Juszczyk is the fullback, and Jordan James is coming back. Well, I think he's coming back. But we got that. Brian Robinson Jr., they got from the Commanders in a trade, I think, for draft picks. I don't think that was the Debo trade. Because I think Debo's already, I don't know if he was, in his last year of his contract or what. But it is what it is. Kyle Juszczyk re-signed in March to a 2-year extension. One of the cornerstones of that running game, which wasn't even great last year, even with CMC 23 out. You know, Guerendo did some good things in some good games, but still. Sorry. I had a big lunch. But it is what it is. So see what happens with that. And then at wide receiver, this is where it is just, like, mind-boggling. Ayuk is not going to play. I think he's not coming back till week 6, I believe. With that horrible knee/leg injury. Demarcus Robinson remains unavailable because he's on the suspended list because of what he did. Idiot. So basically, all the Niners got is Jawan Jennings, who's now on the roster. This is his final year in his contract, and he wants that money. So he better produce this year. Ricky Pearsall, not Purcell, Pearsall. You know, coming off, you know, getting shot last year. He got hurt again this year. But, you know, he did some good things in practice, and in the first couple preseason games, he did pretty good. Jordan Watkins, who is a 4th-round pick out of Ole Miss, earned his spot with some strong preseason reps as versatility in the slot position. And Sky Moore, who they got from the Kansas City Chiefs. Interesting. I think he's going to be one to watch. So, not the greatest wide receiver core, unlike certain past years where we had, Jawan Jennings, Debo Ayuk, just an amazing core. I don't know if they're going to get Kendrick Bourne. I haven't heard anything about it yet. They were thinking about getting him. They got another guy that they signed to the roster, I think today, to get on the roster or something like that. But it is what it is. And tight ends, we got George Kittle, Luke Farrell, and Jake Tunges, Tunges. Tonges. All right, got that. Kittle's obviously gonna get most of the receptions there, so we got that. Luke Farrell is a free agent addition signing for his blocking ability, and Tunges joined the 49ers practice squad 2 years ago. Okay, you're on the team. All right, then we go to that horrible offensive line, where there was some changes. Trent Williams coming back again. After a little, a rough season last year. Jake Brendel, who I fucking hate. Dominic Puny, who had a great year last year. Ben Barch. Colton, why is this guy still on the team? Colton McKivitz, Spencer Burford, Connor Colby, Austin Pleasance, Matt Hennessy, nice name, and Drew Moss. Can they protect Brock Purdy? I doubt it. But it's always been, every season, the Niners' offensive line has probably been one of the worst in the league. It's sad. It's very sad. Alright, got that. On the defensive line, Nick Bosa, the legend that he is, Michael Williams, who they got in the draft, great guy, Bryce Huff, Alfred Collins, C.J. West, Jordan Elliott, Kalia Davis, Sam Okoanayu, I can't even pronounce his name, Robert Bill Jr., Evan Anderson, and Yetur Gross-Matos. But we got that. So yeah, and that's on the defensive end, and the linebackers, Fred Warner, D. Winters, Nick Martin, Nuke Gifford, and Tatum Bethune. Obviously, that's going to be headed up by Fred. So, we got that. So, basically, Bosa and Fred Warner, the leaders of the defensive line, and in the secondary, Deommodore Lenoir had a pretty season last year. Siren Neal, Renardo Green, Upton Stout, I believe they got in the draft, Darrell Luter Jr., and Chase Lucas. So, not a great secondary. I missed the Ward brothers, or I don't know where Travarius Ward went, but Stout is another guy from the draft. He is coming back off a preseason calf injury, while Luter Jr. and Lucas secured roster spots with showing preseason showings, and they add depth to that secondary. Neal was a free agent, last played with the Dolphins, and some versatility, and Jacob Robinson and Trey Brown opened the season on the injured list. What else is new? So we got that. And at the safeties, Jason Pinnock, Marquis Siegel, Jair Brown, and Richie Grant. We got that. And the kicker, Jake Moody, who can't kick a field goal to save his life, but then he just surprises us with a 59-yarder to win the game in week 2 of the preseason. Then he kicks the fucking, when they got the ball back, not the ball back, they kicked off, he kicks it right out to the freaking, sidelines, and everybody's like, fucking idiot. I don't see Jake Moody playing until, getting through week 6. I'll tell you the truth, if he misses a field goal in any part of the game, I want him off the team immediately. But knowing Kyle, he's just going through the, he's a bad kicker. Get somebody else. I don't care who it is. If it's the guy at Wawa. I don't give a fuck. I'll kick field goals for the Niners. Not that my leg is good anyway, but, at least I tried my best. We got that. And long snapper John Weeks. Alright. We got that. So that's the Niners roster going into the season. Let's get into the schedule for your San Francisco 49ers. We begin week 1 in Seattle at 4:05 p.m. on Fox as the Niners go to Seattle to face the Seahawks. Should be a pretty good game. I'm going to go with the Niners, who are a 3-point favorite. Take the points. And, that's that. Alright, let me get it. Here we go. Okay. Alright, so we got the Seahawks in Seattle. That game's a 4:05 start here in the East Coast. Then, week 2, they go to New Orleans in the Caesars Superdome to face those Saints, who are pretty good. So it's going to be 2 hard games coming up for the Niners. Then, that's going to be a 1 o'clock game. Obviously not played here in the Northeast, unless get lucky, but, But it is what it is. Week 3, the home opener in Santa Clara at Levi Stadium against the Cardinals. Week 4, another home game. That's going to be against the Jacksonville Jaguars. That should be pretty interesting with the new look Jaguars. Week 5, the Rams. That is Thursday night football, excuse me. That's week 5, October the 2nd. That's going to be on, I believe, I think it's going to be on NBC, or it's going to be on Amazon, probably on Amazon TV. Week 6 at Tampa Bay. That's a 1 o'clock start. They don't get the bye until week 14. Wow. So after the bye week, they got 3 games left. They might be fighting for a playoff spot in week 15. Who knows? Oh, I get that. All right, week 7 at home against Atlanta. That is a Sunday night game on NBC, Sunday Night Football. All right, week 8, they go to Houston. Good Houston, Texas team. Week 9, they fly into New York to face the Giants at 1 p.m. That game will be on CBS here in New York. Then, week 10, back home against the Rams. That should be a televised game. We'll see. Then they go to Levi South, which is Arizona. That's November the 16th. November the 24th, they got a Monday night game at home against the Carolina Panthers, who pretty much suck. So no Thanksgiving game this year. Week 13 at Cleveland, the Browns. That should be probably really cold there. Who knows? That's November the 30th. Week 14, they got the bye. Week 15, they'll be back home against the Tennessee Titans. And week 16, a Monday night game against the Colts on ESPN. And then week 18, the big one, week 17, Sunday Night Football, which may get flexed. We don't know yet. We'll see. That's at home against the Bears. We'll see about that. Week 18, don't know when. It could be the 3rd or the 4th. I believe the 3rd or the 4th of January at home against the Seahawks. So, the Niners have one of the easiest schedules in the NFL. Or we think. So, I wouldn't be surprised, even with the injuries that the Niners have. Not a great offensive line. The wide receiver core is bad. But they still have the defense. They brought back Robert Saleh, the guru. Hopefully they get that defense back to the championship years of 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22. So we have that. I think the Niners could do some good stuff. I'm going to go with 10, possibly 11 wins. So 10-7 or 11-6. So we'll see what happens with that. So that is the Niners schedule, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, quickly, As far as the Seahawks, I think the Seahawks and the Rams are going to be like 2-3 in that division. I think the Cardinals, I think they got another year, probably a year away from maybe making a dent in that NFC West. So I'm going to go with the Niners to win the division, and probably the Rams or the Seahawks to be one of the wild cards. And the South, the South is tough. I'm going to go with the Saints to win that division. Maybe the Buccaneers, maybe, but we'll see what happens with that. NFC North, I'm going with the Lions. Who can stop the Lions in that division? Really, maybe the Vikings. It's gonna be a dogfight between the Vikings and the Lions. Maybe the Packers or the Pack-Queers. So really, 3 teams up there. And then the Bears are probably gonna suck. And then I think that's it. So NFC North, I'm going to give it to the Lions. NFC East, obviously I'm giving that to the Eagles. So we got that. I do see maybe the Commanders getting a wild card spot. Maybe the Vikings or the Packers getting a playoff spot. So it's going to be a pretty good dogfight in the NFC. In the NFC. Now, we go to the AFC. I got the Chiefs once again to win the AFC West, not go to the Super Bowl. I'll talk about that in a little bit. AFC South, that's a toss-up. But I'm gonna go with. I might go with Jacksonville. It might be Tennessee. We'll see. AFC North, I'm gonna give that to. I'm gonna probably give that to the Ravens. Yes, Otaku. I'm gonna give that to you. I got Otaku's Ravens to probably win the AFC North, but not make the Super Bowl. Sorry. And AFC East, I'm going to go with the Bills. And a close wildcard teams would be probably put Miami in there. Maybe the Steelers, maybe the Bungles, and maybe if anybody comes out of the AFC West, maybe Denver. But we got that. Alright. Let's quickly go to the schedules for your New York Jets. Let me just... Whoops. I did not want to do that. Alright, let's go to the Jets schedule. Alright, so the Jets schedule, they open up at home in MetLife Stadium at 1 p.m. on CBS against, excuse me, that's against the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers coming back to MetLife. That should be a fun ovation. We'll see what happens with that. Then they got another home game next week against the Bills. And then they go on the road for their first road game against Tampa Bay, September the 21st. Now, see if I can go further. Yes, I can. Alright, so... Alright, then they got the Dolphins after that, week 4. Week 5 against them Cowboys. That should be interesting. That's a 1 o'clock game. September the 29th, Dolphins game, I believe, is a Monday night game. That's going to be on ABC or ESPN. Then they have, I believe, the Broncos game against the Jets is a 9:30 a.m. game, so I think that's in... That might be in Germany or... No, it can't be... It has to be in Germany, I believe, because I think it's 6 hours later. That might be the... Let me see what this is. Northern Development Project. What is that? I think it's a Germany game. No, it's in London, actually. Surprisingly, it's a 9:30 start. Because it's 5 hours later, either 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. That game starts at 2:30 p.m. London time, 9:30 here, obviously. But that's going to be probably on the NFL Network, or maybe CBS in the morning, but we'll see. That's October the 12th. Then back home against the Carolina Panthers. They play the Patriots November the 13th. at 8:15. I believe that's Sunday Night Football. Yeah, that's Thursday Night Football. November the 23rd against the Ravens. Oh, Tucker might have a fight that day. But I doubt it because I'll pick the Ravens against the Jets any day of the week. But, sadly. Anyway, November 30th, so no Thanksgiving Day game for the Niners or the Jets. They got the Falcons at home. December the 7th, at home against the Dolphins. December the 14th, against the Jaguars in Jacksonville. The 21st, against the Saints. Their final home game, December the 28th, against the Patriots. And they end the season January the 4th, against the Bills in Buffalo, like they usually do. So, not a great schedule. I see the Jets maybe getting 7 wins, maybe 8, maybe they go 7-10, 8-9. One of those ridiculous things. I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs. I'll be shocked, but I just don't. I think the Jets are maybe 1, maybe 2 years away from possibly making a good run for the playoffs. They do have a great, and I mean great. Well, not that great, but they have a good defense. Not as good as the Niners, but still. They got Steve Wilkes there, taking over from what used to be Robert Saleh, but it is what. So we'll see what happens with the Jets. When is their bye week? I think the bye week's the 16th. All right, so they got that. Well, really, the bye. It is what it is. That's that. All right. Moving on to the New York Football Giants schedule. If I can get it up there. That's what she said. All right, so the Giants, like I said, they start off in Washington against the Commanders on Fox. Then week 2, they go down to Dallas. That's another Fox game at 1 o'clock. Then Sunday Night Football, September the 21st, at home. Their first home game of the season against the Chiefs. They're going to get destroyed. Excuse me. Then they got another home week after that, 1 p.m. game against the Chargers. They play the Eagles October the 9th, which is a Thursday night game. That game is going to be on Amazon Prime or NFL Network, wherever you're going to watch it from. They play the Eagles again in a span of 17 days, span of 2 weeks. They play October the 9th at home at MetLife Stadium. Then at Lincoln Financial Field, October the 26th. And then the week after that, they play the Niners at home, November the 2nd at 1 p.m. on Fox. Then they got Week 14 is their Week 14 is their bye. So they play the Packers at home on November 16th to 23rd. They play the Lions in Detroit. The Commanders, the last time they played the Commanders is December the 14th. So December the 8th is their bye week. Then they play December the 27th against the Raiders, which is a Saturday game. I don't know if it's going to be a Saturday afternoon or Saturday afternoon because it's in Las Vegas. Probably at 4 o'clock. And then they end the season at home against them Cowboys. So we got that. So the road to Super Bowl XL. That's 60 for you dumb people at home that don't know no Roman numerals. Which is in San Francisco in Levi Stadium. And how great would it be, ladies and gentlemen, for the Niners to be the home team in their own stadium, which hasn't happened in so many years. But my preliminary predictions, ladies and gentlemen, for the Super Bowl, I might be biased and I might get crucified for this. I'm going to go with the Niners to beat the Eagles in Philly. Because I think the Eagles will get that number 1 spot. I think that the Niners will probably get the 2 or 3 seed. We'll see what happens with that. So it'll be Niners, Eagles in the NFC title game. On the AFC side, I can't go without going with the Chiefs. So it's going to be the Chiefs probably against the Bills again. So, but my preliminary, this is going to change during the season. My preliminary Super Bowl prediction for Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara, Niners and the Buffalo Bills. That's how I feel. I said that about a year or two ago. Almost got it. Almost got it. Almost had it. If it wasn't for, just Patrick Mahomes, just playing off his ass. But it is what it is. And that's that. So, that is my predictions for the NFL 2025 season. Good luck to the teams that you root for. And we'll see what happens with that. But tomorrow night, Cowboys, Eagles on NBC. Should be we'll see what it is. It might be a horror fest in Dallas. So we'll see what happens with that. And on Friday, free on YouTube, the Chiefs take on the Chargers. I believe that's I think it's in Kansas City. So guess who we'll see? Taylor Swift. No wonder it's on YouTube TV for free. Oh, just on YouTube. That's good. We see, if you don't want to watch SmackDown Friday night, you can watch football. Well, who's going to watch football when you got SmackDown on? And nobody wants to see Taylor Swift on a Friday night. It is what it is. I hope Travis Kelce gets hurt. I'll laugh. So, well, then again, maybe he shouldn't get hurt, because then, we're going to have to see, well, even it's like a double-edged sword, if he gets hurt, yes, he stays home, and Taylor Swift, comforts him in a way to get better. Then again, if he doesn't get hurt, we have to see her ugly face on the freaking TV when she's in Kansas City. Blech. It's not gonna last. I'm telling you right now, their marriage will not last a year. Because knowing Taylor Swift, she's a freaking prima donna. I think Travis Kelce's gonna get sick of her eventually. I just don't see it lasting a long time. If it does, good for them, but I just feel Taylor can do way better than Travis Kelce. Way better. And all the guys she had were pretty much way better than the guy before them. I don't know how she got rid of that, what's his name, that guy, that singer that she was with, can't think of his name. The guy that sings, "Your Body is a Wonderland," I can't think of his name. Jason Mraz, I think his name is. How do you get rid of him? I thought he was a good-looking guy, no homo, but, I thought her and him could have been a great couple, but, Taylor just loves to, keep it wide open, if you know what I mean, like other people I know, but they just can't close their legs. But it is what it is. But, hey, if Taylor's happy, let her be happy. I care less. So, fuck her and fuck the Chiefs. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. And fuck the Seacocks, fuck the Eagles, and pretty much fuck the entire NFL. There's only one team that matters, so that's the Niners. And that's that. Alright guys, thanks for watching episode 83 of the Shadow Slayer series. I will be back with another episode of the Shadow Slayer next week for NXT versus Triple A Worlds Collide 2 Electric Boogaloo next Friday night. Right after SmackDown. So I'll do the video probably that Thursday or that Friday afternoon. And then we're going to watch 6, maybe 7 hours of wrestling from 8 o'clock to about 12. I should say 6, or it should be about 5-ish. But we'll see what happens with that. That's next Friday. So, we got that. So enjoy the 2025-26 NFL season. Hope your teams do good. And if not, well, maybe next year. And that's that. Alright guys, I am out of here. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Peace. And go Niners! Bang bang. Niner gang.